Welcome to another episode of Crypto Cliffnotes, guys. We have a special one of the hotter projects, one of the, I would say, up and coming OG projects in the CNFT space. We have Sergio, the co-founder of Ugly Bros. How you doing, man?
I'm good, and thank you boys for having me today.
Yeah,
No
man.
problem. What's up?
Appreciate you for hopping up on here, man. I know you guys have a lot going on. It's always a blessing to have all these projects up on here and speaking about the projects and just sharing the opportunity that you guys have. Just getting started, tell us a little bit about yourself. What got you into cryptocurrency? What got you into NFTs and how Ugly Bros came about?
Yeah, you were actually interviewing a project yesterday they're actually so first and foremost, Ugly was from the Dominican Republic. We started back in September 15 our Twitter, so today is our Twitter anniversary. So
Nice.
like I'm gonna change the picture and everything just to your anniversary. And basically
Congrats.
we had a project yesterday that he was the one that told me, hey, and NFTs are out of are outdated last year this same time, and I'm like, well, I could prove you wrong. Now we are a year and 15 days later into that thing. So yeah, I mean that's what started it. Like me and the other co-founder, we've been best friends for years, like over close to 2 decades, and we always wanted to do kind of like something together, and just NFTs allowed it. And when smart contracts were announced in Cardano, that's when we're just like, yo, well, let's hop in, let's do it. After that, everything became history.
It's
That's awesome.
awesome. So before you even started Ugly Bros, were you investing in the crypto or NFTs prior?
Yeah, so actually my first, like, you have back in the day you had to buy Ethereum, Bitcoin, or what are the other two, Litecoin.
Litecoin.
Yeah, I think of those three, those
Yeah.
three, maybe Bitcoin Cash, in order to then go send it to an exchange and then get. So I'm from 2017, 2018. I invested in Cardano, and like it's what I told people. At the time Ethereum was like $98 as well. Cardano was 3 cents. Yeah, so what I tell people, I've been putting 2%, 3% of my salary since 2017, 2018 on Cardano. So yeah, it's been pretty good for me.
That's awesome. And we talk about that all the time, whatever income you have coming in, put a little percent in. It doesn't have
Just a
to be a
little bit.
huge amount. Over time, I'm sure you've seen that your portfolio has grown. Even though you're in a bear market since you've been back in since 2017, you've still seen
Yeah.
tremendous growth.
Exactly, and like you guys, that's what you guys are doing. Like, just talking about investing and stuff like that. One of the things that a lot of people don't understand, it's just like it's not buying the bulk. It's not grabbing 20,000 and throwing it there. It's mostly slow increments, and put in what you could afford to lose as well. So it's important to
100%.
say that.
Absolutely.
It's great advice. That's the best
No,
advice you
it's
can really give, especially during
yeah,
the bear
exactly.
market.
Yeah.
Oh, it's especially there, especially with all these rug pulls and all these weird things. It's like, hey, like, just do your due diligence, make sure that you're not throwing the kitchen sink
Absolutely. Especially as early as you are. I mean, it's so early in this that, like you said, if 2%, whatever, it's over years, it adds up
Hmm.
and you
It
get to
does.
grow with it. So let's talk a little bit
Exactly.
about the project. Give us let's see the first let's go with the mint date, price, that kind of stuff.
Oh, so I mean, we've had multiple mints now. Right now, we're just kind of in a building phase. We're speaking with lawyers to allow some sort of royalty distribution as well. We're finalizing that. So we started mint. We started the project back in September 15, the first day of Twitter. 2 months after that, we had our first mint, 40 ADA, back when ADA was like $1.90, $2, 1,000 NFTs. And yeah, it was launched. It was great. The only bad thing is that we are one of the few projects that do non-generative art, meaning we don't have a rarity per se. It's the eye of the beholder. Um, and yeah, imagine a Discord full of 7.5 thousand people and only 1,000 NFTs. So
Yeah.
that's when we decided we were gonna release a follow-up collection, which is 7.5 thousand. And yeah, I mean, we've had some Christmas drops here and there, but the 7.5, it took us 6 months for us to finalize. And we got it out back in May 3rd and 4th. Yeah.
Okay.
So it took us 6 months to, 6 months, because we started in December. We had 2 graphic designers, so 75,000 NFTs, non-generative. And it was great. It was a sellout. It was good times. And, now we're
Pick
just
some
trying to
up.
see, the what?
So I picked some of those up. Yeah,
You
we
picked some
minted
of
those.
that.
Yeah.
That's great. Great stuff.
Good
And
project.
the
Yes.
minting experience was all whitelisted because, as when you're part of these like crazy mints, like it's just, yeah, it's very reassuring. Like we had a Christmas. How long have you guys been started with the CNFTs?
Back when Clay started. So
Minted Clay
whenever,
Nation.
yeah.
Okay, so Clay Nation. We had a Christmas drop, and it was only 315 NFTs. 300. We got over 20,000 requests. So they just took the website down. It was crazy, but that's how, yeah, things are a little bit different now. But that's yeah, it's a little bit crazy. That's why we whitelisted, and yeah, we're just looking out to give back.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So with the other drops that you have, can you just briefly touch up on those? What they are and I guess their purpose
Yeah.
with your project?
So, what's interesting with us is because of the first mint that I want to explain, we had a very interesting demand where we never got to say like, oh, we wanted to do this. It was always after the 1,000. We didn't know it was going to be 1,000 because we were working on it. People were like, but what about the people coming in now? So based on the demands, we always started putting more in. And then, for those that weren't able to mint on November, we did a February drop, which it was like 2,000 NFTs. And we just kind of assured certain people with roles they were guaranteed. But that again came from the Discord. And then the 7.5 was due to the 7.5 thousand people in the Discord that said, what about us? And I'm like, well, we're going to have to go work. We're going to have to do now, a big, we're going to have to 6 months working, right? That literally the funds that went to that, when one of them went to the co-founder so he could just like not have to worry about the next 6 months. And then the other one, my portion was to pay we have three 3D designers. Two of them, I paid them basically, and that was it. So those are the purpose of our drops, which it's very interesting. If I could go back and understand what NFTs really are, I probably would have just done one drop of 10,000, but
One big
just
drop.
like, yeah, compacted. But it's okay though. I mean, like, at the end of the day, it's demand. That's what a lot of people don't understand in this game. Like there's no drop right now for us. Like we're working on a collection for the future for Ethereum just to get more eyes on the ugly universe. But other than that, it's just, yeah, it's always been what's next? What's next? Even people now like, when's the third big drop? And I'm like, yo, chill. We ain't collecting bags here.
Right.
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 Yeah,
mean,
I mean, goddamn.
even with you guys doing, the drops that you did and how you did it, you guys are doing pretty well. You guys got a good amount of volume for being out the time that you guys been in. You guys are doing pretty well during a bear market. I mean, you guys are holding way above, your mint price. So that's something that, we educate people to look for is projects that one are involved with their community, which I see you guys are always involved with your community.
Yeah.
Sustaining their floors, not kind of, pumping up real fast and then dropping, 500, 600 ADA, so you guys are doing really well.
It
Yeah,
looks like
appreciate
you're
that.
about to hit that 1,000,000 mark.
Yeah.
For 2 collections, so that's going to be interesting. We're going to be one of the 3 collections to hit the 1,000,000 mark.
There you go.
Barry is one, overexposed. The Genesis token is the other one, but like, yeah, we're probably going to hit one of the only 3 projects in the top 100. So that's pretty good. And that's not there's no market manipulation on those, eh? Just an FYI.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
that's
didn't.
nice.
Yeah, we don't. We just want to be as transparent as possible as we can. And when it comes to floor price, creators can't control. Like it is stressful. Like especially like when you're launching, it's like, what do you predict your floor price? And I'm like, what's a floor price?
Right.
Then you get into understanding what NFTs are, and you're like, oh, that's what it is. So yeah, it's interesting, and like, yeah, we're just looking to build right now. Yeah, I don't know if you guys had the chance to look at the Twitter, but like we might have something something verse related in the future with Unreal Engine 5. So we're just working on that. Not making any promises, or I'm trying to avoid saying, hey, let's do a plot sale. I would want to see what we're capable of doing without having to do anything like that for the NFT holders.
Gotcha. So according to your roadmap, so for next quarter, say going even into next year,
Yes.
talk about possibilities of being metaverse compatible.
Yeah, and actually, if you go to the Twitter right now, you'll see the pinned tweet that we already started looking at. We have somebody on team that has already started to kind of put those profile assets into now 3D assets. Sorry, 3D full models that you'll be able to take it to, Pavia, to all these stuff. So that was the big thing. But then the reality struck us. It's like, hey, nobody's out here, with a working model. So yeah, still, it's
Exactly.
since October, right? Since October.
Right.
And then I'm just like, you know what? We have a guy that has experience. Let's start building it. So we started building our structure, not so our holders could eventually. And this is why we're not promising anything, but we are updating on to what could potentially be happening. Because I would want to know how much money it would cost. Because if I had 100,000 plots of land with that type of money, I would give you, amazing. But I want to see what I'm capable of doing first. And yeah, if you go to the pin tweet, you'll see it. And that's all. That's a game version. That's somebody actually controlling it, moving around. And then when it comes to that, it's just like, what can be adapted to that, right?
Yeah.
Because walking around by itself, it's not going to be cool, right? You got to gamify. There's a dartboard, so we're working on some stuff, which is pretty cool. Yeah, we're working on some stuff.
It looks cool.
Yeah, it does. We were just looking at it over here.
Yeah,
that's
no
awesome.
plot sale. Hey, that's done without a plot sale. It's just
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Cool.
I mean,
yeah, it's cool.
Right now, as of right now, all metaverses are kind of like speculation. So they haven't fully developed them yet. Not saying they won't, but a lot of it is speculation. So it's like, you guys are kind of gearing up and kind of just, waiting to see, which one pops. And then it's like, boom, we already got some things in line. This is what we want to do. This is what we want to incorporate and code into your metaverse. So it's great that you guys are doing. And a lot of projects, especially now, they put in their roadmap that they want to develop their own metaverse, which I think is a hit or miss, and probably majority is going to be a miss, because there's going to be so many metaverses, only a few are going to make it. Look at Ethereum. You got Sandbox and Decentraland. Those are the only ones that you kind of go into and kind of navigate through and play games and stuff like that. But while we're talking about what you guys have going on and what you want to do inside the metaverse, you were talking about a game. Is there any future plans or anything that you can talk to us about that game, or what you plan on?
Yeah, so and that's the thing. It's on the pin tweet. We're dealing with Unreal Engine 5, which hosts Final Fantasy was built on Unreal Engine 5. So there's a lot you can do, but at the same time, we have to be optimistic of with the budget we have right now, what we could build. Because one of the reasons why we started building this is because we have somebody in the team that's already experienced, and he's on payroll. And so it's just like, what, let's start now, let's move these profile pictures into 3D assets, and building the full body, and building the full costume and everything. So we'll see where it goes. In a perfect world, if the budget makes sense, I would love to have an Uglyverse compatible, where people with their NFTs can literally connect to their wallets. We don't have an ugly token, but if we have something gamified, we could then allow an ugly token and just make it fun. I think that the question is how much, besides going to concerts and metaverses and stuff like that, how interactive are these, this stuff is going to be. You see Cornucopias, they have a bunch of renders, and they have some gameplay, but I would love to see more, the gamification, how fun it is, right? Because you look at a game like Grand Theft Auto 5 is in a way is a metaverse. If you look at it, it's a whole world, and but that's fun. You feel me? That's fun stuff, right?
Right.
So that's where we're heading at. And yeah, I'm just excited, just gonna see. But it was only possible because somebody in the team, like one of our artists, was like, "I know how to do that," and I'm like, "No way."
Jackpot.
Yeah, so exactly, jackpot. So the reality is like, I'm looking to build all the asset 3D models so they could be available, and there will all like if for example all these metaverses allow compatibility, you'll be
Mhm.
able to take your OBJ file or FDX, I think it's called, and just transfer it into the metaverse when the time comes.
That's pretty cool.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So like event I know you said like so you guys don't really go off of like rarities, all that kind of stuff. It's more like in the eye of the holder. For down the line, is there going to be any like benefits for owning like say one of the first 1,000 compared to the second
Yeah.
drops, that kind of stuff?
Yeah. So there's something that we are doing. Um, that we're treating season one as a genesis, and we're
Okay.
going to do certain things very different with that versus everything else. So that's the reason why it's just like, yeah, like first timers, like this is, yeah, basically the genesis token. We need to exclude certain countries like Canada and America, because like I'm Dominican, and Dominican Republic there is no regulation, meaning one Cardano is worth, let's say, 47 cents right now, but the reality is over there there's no regulation, right? One Bitcoin is nothing to them. There's no crypto regulations in America. There is. So we figured out with a lawyer how we can make that accessible, like geo blocking. Basically, instead of sending ADA, for example, to a wallet, we would have a claiming website, and yeah, users except America and Canada, will be able to go in the website and claim certain royalties when the time comes. And like we've gone through one lawyer to the crypto, like we have a crypto lawyer. That's already finalized. Now we're in the reincorporation lawyer in the Dominican Republic, just to setting everything up so when we launch, we don't have to be like, oh, like, we could just go with the flow. Because a lot of this right now is the wild, wild west. It's like, yeah, get
100%.
buy this, get some
It's
ADA,
wild right now.
I'll send it to you. Like the reality is like we're doing it this way so we just respect regulation purposes. But I can't stop somebody from using a VPN, however, right?
Correct.
There's all these things I can't do, but I could just do my due diligence and just do
Absolutely.
the best that I can. Yeah.
Yep.
And I think that's what's going to separate a lot of these projects too when when the regulation does come, because like you said, it is the wild wild west.
Yeah.
No one really knows the right laws. I mean, they can say this is what it is, but in reality, the government doesn't even know yet. So it's like, okay,
Yeah.
taking your due diligence, that's all you can do. And I like that you
We,
guys are doing that, and that transparency will definitely go a long way.
yeah, exactly. Because people think like, oh, when you said royalties, and I'm like, you think paperwork doesn't take time? You think the $400, $500 an hour that I
Right.
spend, right? So it's all these things, and then yeah, it's just so it's so interesting because when it comes to regulation, like anybody can get served with papers from the SEC, and typically they just ignore it. And then there's another one.
Mhm.
There's a bunch of different things. So when regulation comes, we're going to see how certain projects react, because the whole
Yeah.
thing now with America is like every DAO needs to be registered, for example,
Mhm.
right? And like certain people aren't going to do that, but you're located in America and we know it, or in Canada. So it's just like, I wish you boys the best.
Right. Right. No, that's good that you guys are doing that. Um, yeah, so I guess our next question would be more so for people that just see this or hear about this and they look into your project and they're like, I want to, buy into this project. Is there anything, you recommend? Of course, not financial advice for educational purposes only, but what is something that you recommend them doing if they're just seeing this project, they're interested, they love what they see? What would you recommend them do?
I mean, we're first and foremost, we're art first, utility second. I always like to say that because the utility is in promise, but it could be changed at any time based on regulation. We always say that, but just by the just go and just do due diligence about the art and just to see what the difference is. The difference between us, and I'll emphasize this. Typically, your typical board yacht ape or sorry, board ape yacht club, or your Cardano collection has one body. or one face, and then it has a bunch of different traits.
Yeah.
When it comes to us, we did things a little bit more different, where we don't play that trait game. We use variations and variants, and basically, like for season 2, give you an example, we did 108 unique characters. And now with the new potion that's come out, people can modify their characters and say, I want a Viking, I want a Spartan, I want a Medusa, and we'll give it to them. So we add more of an art component to it. So if you're into art and into different things, go check out the Discord, and just ask questions. Ask the community. Don't even worry about asking me. Ask the community. They already know. And yeah, that's the difference between us. Like we take a little bit more art approach. Maybe if I would have known what NFTs are back in the day, I would have done things a little bit more differently, like adding a rarity. But I mean, yeah, it's just, the way we have it now is just, I think it's just solid with all the plans that we're making. Like if we this metaverse thing, this verse thing plays off, like think about it, like you're gonna have 108 plus 10 plus 2 unique characters, so over 130 characters that you're gonna be able to select, versus other projects that are going to have one with multiple traits. So that's where we're a little bit different, because when I was seeing this, I was looking at more from an artistic I want to have different things, right? So we'll see. But yeah, just go to the Discord, ask questions, check the Twitter, check the engagements, check the comments as well. Make sure, because everything could be botted now, as gentlemen know. Everything.
Right.
There was a Clay Nation mint today, from like a hacked account, like a scam account.
Oh, I
Oh
got
yeah, we
tagged
get
in
those
it a
all the
lot.
time.
But did you see the comments? Did you see how cool the comments? The comments were like, I couldn't get a clay. Like, this is all programmed now. So I mean, check who's investing in those things,
Yeah,
and then
right.
ask questions. Go to the Discord. Yeah.
Cool. That's one thing that's great with you guys. You're like so big with your community. Like you said, your community drives your project pretty much.
Yeah.
And that's good, because like you said, that at any point you can like literally, that's a good way to even say like we can change our utility at any time, because we feed off of what you guys bring to us.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
good.
And that's the thing about it, like, because regulation, because we could do that, because there's no regulation in the Dominican Republic. We just need to respect certain laws in US and Canada, which I think are more importantly. But like, when it comes to what happens with the day when regulation changes in DR, we have to change. So it's just always putting that forward.
Yeah.
But that's the reason a lot of projects do tokens versus actual ADA, right? So
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%. Next question I have, you can do that one. But this one I don't usually ask, and it's going to be a little bit of a side punch. But what has been, as a project creator and co-creator, co-founder of a project, what has been your biggest roadblock for you guys, or just you and as a creator, what has been your biggest roadblock as creating this project, Ugly Bros?
Creating was pretty easy, to be honest with you, because it was just the structure of what needed to be done. If we're not generating the collection, it was a matter of like, how are we doing this different, which is variants and variations, which what that means, I'll just tell you, every original has 2 to 3 very different colors, which we call the variants, and then there's 20 variations that are just individually crafted per Ugly Bro. So that was easy. I'm just trying to think. The biggest roadblock, we haven't faced one, actually. Like, if you want to look at it from a consumer point of view, I'm just trying to see what could be the most annoying for people that are actually investing. And you see, that's where it becomes different, because like, I've been doing this in September, and I've just been working, and we're doing spaces to be in the community and all this stuff. And if I could look at one thing, and I mean, that's the thing about it, I can't control floor price. You see, and I won't say like, the collection sold out, so the community is the one that drives the floor price. The creator gives plans of what they're doing to incentivize if you want to hold for longer. Yeah, that's the only thing I could think about as a roadblock. But that's not, like, it's hard, you feel me, to control that. And Yeah, and because you can't make promises you can't keep. And I know a lot of projects are making promises, a whole moon, and it's just like, but what that constitute a promise, right?
Yeah,
So yeah,
they're not
like
realistic.
yeah. So when it comes to that, it's just the biggest roadmap, and I have no control floor price. Like I can't moon or anything. Only time will tell when it comes to like what we're building.
Gotcha. And then, so just to bring up, you guys you plan on going out to Vegas and all? Let the listeners know about that. Who they can
Yes.
follow.
So actually, very quickly, this is going to be our third meetup. So I'll break down the itinerary because part of the whole thing of growing on Twitter and Instagram, we got a TikTok, but things are very different in TikTok. Yeah, it's very different. It is getting that out like that in real life experience. So this weekend we're going to a sneaker festival. We just uploaded an ugly with a sneaker, pretty cool. You guys can go check it out. It's on the Twitter. And like yeah, we're just gonna try to introduce more people to Ugly Bros there at that event. It's 2-day event, 12 to 8. We take sneakers as well. We're gonna make it with a brother project called Cypher Kicks, but we adapt. And then to answer your question, Ugly Bros is doing a West Coast tour. We're going to be in Vancouver first to the third. We're going to be doing meetups, holders and people in the community. Ugly Buys if you're there. So if you're there, then third to the fifth, we're going to be in Seattle. We're going to do two meetups. If you're there, tell your boy. Fifth to the seventh, Los Angeles, and then 7th to the 10th, Las Vegas, baby.
Yes,
And yeah, we're gonna have our booth, and we're looking forward to just meeting everybody, meeting a lot of people from the community. It's interesting. We're very excited for that.
it's awesome.
Yeah, it'll be a good time.
Yeah, I like that you guys
Yeah,
are
yeah,
doing all those in persons because that's key. Getting out in the community with the community members and with the your community. It's your
yeah.
foundation. It's the foundation behind a lot of these projects. I love it.
Exactly, and we've already had 2 meetups. So we did one in Tampa with Overexposed and us. And basically it was like Overexposed. Let's do. We had over 10 to 20 people, and we just went to the golf. What's the golf?
Driving range, Top Golf.
Yes, the Top Golf. Thank you, Top Golf. Went to Top Golf. I'm like, we'll just cover the whole bill. Let's just like yeah, and then we went to Toronto, the second one, and we just did axe throwing. We had like roughly 12 heads there. Yeah, all ugly holders. And if you don't have an ugly, you still pop up. Like we'll figure it
Right.
out.
Yeah.
But it's cool to do those one-on-ones because it makes it a reality now, right? Now
Yeah.
your digital community becomes your in real life community. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see where this goes, like, basically, with all this like in real life experience. Because I think it's very crucial for if you're a project that can do it, right? And
Yeah.
that means if you're a big collection project, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, sounds like
Absolutely.
everything's going great for you so far.
Yeah, we're excited
Yeah,
to
it's going great.
see where you guys go. You guys are definitely one of the projects that are talked all over Twitter and different Discords. So, I see you guys in different spaces. I was actually on the Twitter space yesterday. I think you were on it. The mindful and
Yeah, that's
mindful.
Stevie. That's Stevie. That's Stevie
Yeah,
one. I don't know that
yeah,
was you. I had a suspicion it was you. I was just like, I was Stevie. But that was great for that's like um, more clarity. If you like daddy issues, mommy issues, past issues, go in there. If you're struggling with life, struggling with health, awareness, just go in there. But then when it comes to other spaces, yeah, we try to be as interactive as we can. I'm trying to be very selective now. The reason why there are a lot of spaces now that are toward the degens, which is more buy that shit, flip that shit,
Yeah.
footing, right? It's just like you don't want to be part of those, like part of those spaces. That's what's going down.
Switch it.
absolutely, absolutely. Well, is there any alpha, anything you wanted to give us while we are here?
Trying to see.
Hold up, we're trying to take off this. There we go.
Now
The
we're
background was
Jumping
killing us.
around
I don't
too
know what
much.
was
Oh,
going on there.
it's a
Um,
sofa.
yeah, we're lounging. You know what I mean? We're chilling like the chill kongs. But yeah, is there anything else you wanted to share before we get out of here?
No, man. Thank you, boys, so much. If you don't know us, go to the Discord, go to the Twitter, see what we're about. Because like we, when it comes to I think getting started, we're just getting started, to be honest with you. Like, a profile picture is not what's going to define Ugly Bros, right? It's just the future, the buildings, all
Right.
these things that we have planned up, just bringing them to life. And then, yeah, just do your own, always do your own research, go to the Discord, talk with people, check the Twitter, and just see, right? Just if it's for you, great. If it's not, don't worry about it. But yeah, and thank you guys for inviting me. A pleasure. Wishing you guys all the best. I know you guys have a Twitter space at 3. I'll try to pop up after the Shark Tank, which is at 1, like in a couple of minutes.
Never ends.
Awesome. Well, look, Sergio, appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being up on here. Hopefully, the people that see this get some value of this. We'll put all the description of, the project, you guys' Twitter,
I
Discord,
appreciate it.
secondary markets, all in the description down below in this video. Again, Sergio, thank you so much. Appreciate all
Thank you,
that.
boys.
Watch this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. You guys are going to see a bunch of Ugly Bros. You guys are going to see all of us at CNFTCON. So, continue to, tap in. Again, appreciate you, Sergio. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys
Thank
on
you,
the next.
boys. I see you in
See
a
ya.